we did ask all of the students to install required softwares on their laptops and computers. So I hope you have done it. And we will start by verifying those 3 or 4 applications which you need to have it on your laptops.
Sorry, Naresh, to interrupt you. I'm Sanjay.
Hi.
Unfortunately, I couldn't do it on my. I have iMac, but the version is low, so I couldn't do the Docker desktop. But I'll arrange something next week so I can do it. Yeah.
Okay, so Docker Desktop is not necessary today, but at least the Visual Studio Code, and you have iMac, so you don't need Git Bash. The iMac already has Unix system.
That is, I have done the Visual Studio Code. I have done on iMac.
Okay, that is fine then. So in your case, you will have a terminal, right? Bash terminal. Are you comfortable working with terminal? Yeah.
What do you mean like terminal? Like
command prompt. Let me just share with you. There is an application called Terminal in MacBooks and iMacs. If you search in your Spotlight saying Terminal.
Okay.
Can you see that?
1 second. You go on, like carry on. Like I'm just searching it. Terminal, like where can I search it? When you say
in your Spotlight. So iMac, you have to say press Command and Space bar.
1 second.
And you will see a search window. Command key and the space key together.
1 second, yeah.
You will be, so when you press Command and space bar, you see something like this, Spotlight search.
1 second, yeah.
And type terminal there. All the other Windows users, can you open up your Git Bash terminal? So if you search for Git Bash in your search bar, you should be able to see it and open the Git Bash. It will open up a terminal similar to this.
What is your command? What is it to press? Command?
Command and space bar together. I am on a MacBook, so I'm able to search through using command and the spacebar keys.
Yes. I have command button and then space bar together when I'm pressing it. It's something coming like that. I'm something coming. I'm listening. You like that kind of Siri thing. It comes up that.
Okay, I mean, sorry, Sanjay, I won't be able to help you there.
Okay.
I'm just asking you to bring up a terminal like this, yeah?
Okay.
Where you can type
yeah, it has come. It has come here, yeah. It shows me last login and all that, like on that terminal.
Okay, all other users, are you able to bring up the Git Bash terminal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So now I'll just follow through this. What we are going to do is whatever operating system you have, you must be comfortable with your own operating system, because unless you are comfortable with your own device, you won't be able to follow this course. As we mentioned earlier, this is a hands-on, purely hands-on. 80 to 85% will be a technical training, so that you learn actually by doing it. Think about learning how to drive a car. So if you want to learn how to drive a car, you have to actually drive and learn all the required road signs, legal requirements are there, and also able to control the vehicle on the road. It is similar to that. This is going to be a practical training which will prepare you for the job market in UK and abroad. There's a huge demand about Kubernetes containerization.
English, your voice is breaking.
Should not be. Let me check 1 second. Yeah, it should be fine. Is it clear now? 1 second. 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 1 second.
Yes, it is clear now.
Okay. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that every session we will learn some technical skills, and you will need to practice it at home to master it. Basically, just sitting in this training every Sunday morning and listening what I'm saying will not help. So better be prepared for practicing sessions as well. So we mentioned to install these three softwares. If you don't have Docker Desktop today, that is fine. We will need it in the next session. I have some other alternatives to go through it if required, but today I don't expect we to have that. But at least it's necessary to have it installed. So when you install a Docker Desktop on your system, and if you search with Docker word on your search bar for the system, you will be able to see application coming up on your system, which you can check like this. It is a desktop application, and you will see this on your system. So those who have installed it, can you please confirm that you have Docker Desktop installed and you are able to see the screen like what you are seeing on my screen? You will not have any containers running at the moment. That is absolutely fine.
Yes, we are able to see.
See, perfect, very good. It may be a blank screen and you will have options on the left, but that is okay. We just need to make sure we have the application installed on your system. And on your left bottom corner or somewhere, because if it is a Windows system, you will see engine running.
Hi, English. My name is Nico. I installed the Docker Desktop, but I have some error like this. Docker Desktop unexpected WHL error.
Okay, so you will need to find a desktop support engineer somewhere who can help you, or maybe I'll try and see if my brother Ashish will help you later this week. Whatever error you are seeing, can you take a screenshot and put it in the chat group, WhatsApp chat group?
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Okay, so we will see. Also, do you have administrator privileges on your system?
No. I have my personal laptop, so I
Your
have all
personal
access.
laptop, all rights. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you probably see this type of problems you try to solve yourself first.
Yeah, I gathering diagnostic, but it's not working. It's like Docker engine stopped right down on the desktop.
Is it the home edition?
Just 1 second. I think not enterprise maybe. Wait.
No, it's showing personal, the same error as I can see.
Oh, you all are seeing the same errors, okay?
Yeah.
So Docker Desktop for the Windows system. So when you go on the Docker Desktop website, it will detect your system automatically and allow you to download it. So if you go to the products and Docker Desktop, you will say download Docker, and you see those options: download for Windows AMD 64, ARM 64, and you might have downloaded one of these, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what I will recommend after this session, when you have time, whatever error you are seeing, search for that error on internet, because I won't have time to help you with the Windows desktop related stuff. You will need to start learning how to solve those type of problems, whether your system is compatible with this or not. If it is not allowing you to install Docker Desktop entirely, we will find some other alternative. There is another software called Podman. So all of you can try to install Podman and see if that works on your system. This is a alternative option for Docker Desktop.
Okay.
So later on after this session, try to install Podman, and if it works, we will be continuing with that. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will look out for any Windows support engineer who will be able to help you quickly. I'll see if I can find someone, but this is entirely You have to be comfortable with your choice of operating system and able to install, uninstall, and manage softwares going forward.
But this Podman is for iMac as well?
Sorry?
This Podman we can download in iMac as well? Or is it
Yeah, so if you go to that Podman, it is available for Mac OS as well, like this. You can say universal.dmg.
Okay.
So I'm using Podman and Docker Desktop both in my different systems. Both are Mac related, but I have latest Mac systems for not older than 3 years or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So one system I'm using is x86, and the other one is ARM processor based. So if you want to try it, yeah, I would say. And also this is a guide for Windows user. So yeah, it should work for all the different. So both of the softwares what I'm recommending are perfectly working fine on different operating system and generic like Windows, Linux, Mac. So yeah, you should be able to install it. Let me just share those links with you also, in case if you haven't found it or you found it. This one, different window. So and for Windows users, there is a special guide. You should be able to read it and follow in case if you have any issues, you can search there. So minimum, I expect you all to be comfortable installing softwares on your laptops or devices so that at least you have basics covered. We are not going to give you desktop level support, right? Because we don't have time for that. We can try if it is a little bit here and there, we can try, but if it is completely, what you can say, very basic installation and you have to deal with your device, I would say quickly get in touch with any Windows support engineer who will be able to help you quick to save your time. Okay, so now all of you who have installed Git Bash or who has Git back iMac or Linux or MacBook, you will see these two type of terminals when you try to open up. The first terminal is representing something like how you see it on a MacBook or Linux. And the second screenshot is about Windows users having Git Bash. So once you have those terminals up, I'm on Mac, so I have this terminal up here, and I'll be verifying my commands and other options on this terminal. Once you have it, please confirm so that we can carry on.
Yes.
Yes, Git bash is working.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Git Bash, yeah. So now, what is this terminal, right? So this terminal is our interface to the system. Mostly as users, we interact with system in two different ways, either using command line utilities or using graphical user interfaces. Being an engineer or being a part of open source community, if you are looking for a highly paid engineering job, you must be very, very comfortable dealing with the systems through the terminals, because you will not have the graphical user interfaces for all different systems you are going to deal with. So the first important thing is you have to have very good knowledge about commands and different options while you are dealing with the systems. You can't learn everything in one session. Okay, so don't worry if you don't get everything right in the first session. This is like iterative going forward in different sessions. You will learn little bit by bit. You will learn a lot. And towards the end of the course, you will see you have like a wealth of information and knowledge to work with systems through command line interfaces. Yeah. Very first command, I would like you to be very careful and pay proper attention, no distractions. Otherwise, you will miss a little bit and then you will get frustrated. Okay, so the first command I would like you to type is say echo and press enter. If you just type command echo and press enter, what it does is it returns a blank response back to us and you are on a new line, but you will see a blank line there. That means system has recognized your command and echo is a valid command on your system and it is responding back without saying anything because it's just the echo. Okay. Is everybody able to perform this simple command?
Yes, we good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So now what I'm trying to do is, let's say echo and space, put in double quotes, good morning, close the string with double quotes and press enter. So what we are saying, echo good morning, and the system is echoing back good morning.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So you can see that system is doing what we are asking system to do, and it is respecting and obeying our commands, especially because system is designed to recognize this command. Okay, now let's try echo dash help, or it is not recognizing help, so -h, it's not there as well, help. Okay, so you can see when I tried echo dash help, it doesn't have that option embedded into the command, so it echoed just help. If I say echo -h, it echoed back h and help. So what I'm trying to say that echo command doesn't allow us to put any other options there because it doesn't have that options. And it is just responding and printing information back on our terminal. When you do this, just read this footnote. We are dealing with the system using standard input and standard output. Our keyboard is acting as a standard input at the moment, and the screen is our standard output. Okay. And when we are writing commands, we are seeing response back on the screen, on the terminal, which is our standard output. Okay, so this is just the basic, we as an engineers trying to deal with, interact with system through a terminal. Okay, first step. If it all works fine with all of you, let's move on to the next bit. Now, whenever we install our system, the system has standard environments set up. The standard environment has certain variables or properties exposed within the system. When we interact with system, there is a interface, and that interface has a permanently running command or process or program. You can say however you want to say. And that is in Unix and Linux world, it is known as shell. In Windows, people refer it as a terminal, C prompt or a dollar. In Linux and Unix, mostly you will refer it as a dollar prompt. But the prompt is responsible for allowing you to interact with the system, but in the background, it is running a program called shell. Okay. Now let's print one of those values of an environment variable, because as I mentioned, every time when you set up a system, there are default environment variables available, and the one of them is shell. So let's try echo $shell shell. In my case, the default terminal is item, and the default shell for me is /bin/bash. This is the path for the full program which is offering me a service through which I'm interacting with the system. You might have a different value depending on your operating system. You might have user/usr/bin/bash in Windows or something else. But you should have some response back. And make sure these parameters are case sensitive. The environment variables are by default exported using uppercase alphabets. Can you see some value returning back?
Yes, we can see the user bin and bash.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
user bin bash.
Yeah, so that is all the git bash users. The iMac user should see something like user bash or user zsh. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now, what we are doing is we are trying to get information from the system back. I want to know my system environment is set up in a certain way, and I want to find those information, right? Okay, so the echo command takes one argument and it responds back if there is a valid response available. Now, if I say echo dollar something, this is Mac. Now, this is Mac environment variable is not set up. So if I press enter, it will echo back no response or no value because this particular environment variable is not set up. Okay. But if I say echo $USER user, it will say yes, Nilesh user is set up on this system. And that's why that value is returning back. Do you also want to try on your system these two commands and see what response you are getting back?
Yes.
I tried, but it is not showing any user.
Yes,
Okay.
same mine.
Probably on your system as well, the user variable is not set up.
I got on my iMac.
Okay, Mac. So this is a variable system to system. This environment variables are different. So don't worry if you don't see any response. This is because purely git bash has not set up that environment variable by default. And all the Mac systems have this environment variable set up. If you try the same command on Linux system, you will also see the value back. But yeah, I mean, at least you are not seeing any errors. That means the system is responding correctly without any errors.
Okay.
Now, there is another command called ls, which is list files and directories. I'll be going back to my folder, one of the folder first before I try that. But you can stay on your, so before trying that, let's try one more command, which is like pwd, which is present working directory. If you all type this, you will see some response in the git bash users will see some sort of C :prompt / and the whole path.
Yes, we can
Yes,
see
yes, we
user
can
and
see.
yep.
Okay. So all of you take a screenshot like this, small screenshot if you can take, and paste your response into the WhatsApp chat like if you are connected to WhatsApp, just do it. Otherwise, it's fine. I'm just trying to get a flow in place that if you have any issues, if you want to share your screen, you can just take a quick screenshot and set. Oh, perfect. Okay. Now, the one thing I would like to highlight is on Windows system, sometimes the uppercase commands will work, right? Sometimes the uppercase command may not work. So make sure if you run into any problem anytime, the file names, directory names, commands, they are all case sensitive in many cases. So remember that at the moment it is working, the basic commands are all working fine, but it could be quite common in certain areas and certain environments. Things are case sensitive and it won't work with uppercase. Okay, so just remember that.
Yes.
Right. So now let's try the command ls. Is a list files and directories. If you are in your home directory, you may not see any files and directories by default if it is empty. But in that case, it will the prompt will return back to the normal prompt without any response. If there are files and directories in your home directory, you will see a list of files in your system.
Yes, we can see.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
perfect. And the last but not least, you can type this env command, which will print all the environment variables for your system at the moment when you're logged in. So try that command and you will see all the default environment variables populated. So env and press enter. You will see lots of environment variables like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can see.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so now, as you might have already understood, we are trying to familiarize ourselves with our environment so that we can interact and build our custom learning and development environment easily on our laptops, regardless of which operating system we use. Most of the tools we are using are cross-platform, so they work exactly same way in all the systems. The only differences will be systems related changes, like in Linux or Unix, you will see path like /home or /users, like path will be referred like this with forward slashes. And for the Windows system, you might have already seen, it is starting with /c or /d or whatever what you can say drive your system is set up with.
User -HP.
The reason we are using Git Bash on Linux Windows system is you will be able to see a Unix-like or Linux-like responses. It's a simulator, basically simulating your Windows system to interact with through a Linux style environment. Okay, so any questions so far?
So far, it is all clear, right? From my
Yes. Okay.
Okay, good. Moving on. Now let's try. So I will insist and I will emphasize you all continue using terminals as much as possible, because we have to. We are becoming an engineer, not consumer, right? And as an engineer, you are strong understanding about interacting with different systems through terminals and interfaces like CLIs. Will be very, very useful, and that will lead you to become a experienced open source enthusiast or maybe Kubernetes engineer. You will see the value as we progress. Initially, you may feel it may be a bit cumbersome or not too easy, but think about you as an engineer, not a consumer. Okay. Okay, let's create a directory on your system now called training with uppercase T. Make sure whenever you create directories and files, they are case sensitive. So mkdir uppercase TRAIN training. Just type this command. In my system, it is already created, so it won't allow me to create it again. So if I go back and type the same command, it says the file exists because it's already created. Once you create that, just change your working directory by getting inside that directory using cd space training. And then if you type pwd, you will see that your present working directory or your current working directory is changed to /training on top of the previous path you all shared in the chat.
Yes, we have done that.
Perfect. Nice. Okay. So we are now inside the training directory on our system. And if you type ls here, you will see blank response. You shouldn't have anything on your system, right?
Right.
Yes, I have WhatsApp you if you can see it right.
Yeah, you created it. Now you do cd change this command, the highlighted command here, cd space training, and then type pwd. So you created it, but now you are still in your home directory, probably.
So I need to do what now?
This can you see my screen?
CD training. I need to add a CD training. Okay.
Yeah. Just to change your working directory to the current newly created directory. And then type pwd for making sure you are into the correct directory on your system.
Yeah.
I'll send you the photo if you can check, please.
Yeah, if you verify yourself, right, pwd, and if you see the part, yeah, you can paste your response. Yeah. So if you type pwd and you can see, oh, pwd, it's not showing, it says response. So what mistake you are making? Can you recognize what error you are seeing?
Did I put that? What's that called?
You need to understand that cd is a command and pwd is a command. So you have to do it in steps. If you want to do it together, then you have to put semicolon there. Okay. Joe, so does anybody want to help him just to find out what mistake he is making so that others can also, I'm happy to help him, but if anybody wants to volunteer and see.
Both command written together.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Sanjay, you got what error you're making, right? What problem you are making?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the other guy. What did he say?
You are putting both commands together.
All right, okay.
Without any separation, right?
All right. So do I need to do
try this option. You type cd space training and then put semicolon and then space pwd. That will work. This is also good for others to learn. Say, for example, I'm going back to my home directory. Now I say cd
and then space
semicolon and then pwd, right? So what does this do is it allows us to chain multiple commands on the same prompt. So I'm chaining two commands together to get the response back. Earlier, what we were doing here, we were changing the directory,
Yeah,
and then viewing it with pwds, two separate commands on each line. Now, there is a feature which allows us to run multiple commands on the same line, but you have to separate them correctly with a semicolon.
pwd. Okay, I'm just sending you a photo just to have a check.
So now if you type, yeah, so you are inside the training directory already. Okay, so previously when you typed it, you were already in, yeah. Right? Yeah. So can you see there is error? When you tried the first time, it worked fine. But when you tried again, what error it says? No such file.
No such file or directory.
Because you were already inside the training directory.
All right.
Okay, got it? Okay.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it.
Making error is not a problem. we all make errors, right? But we are learning from our errors, saying, okay,
Error.
this is the mistake and this is the response should be. Yeah, okay, good. Now, all of you, when you do ls, it will be probably no files and directories in your training directory because you have just created it. Right. Now, this is not necessary. This is just an additional practice. As you are all in the training directory for a practice, let's make another directory. mkdir space test01. I already have that directory. Okay. Can you all create a new directory called test01 and make sure you create it when you are inside the training directory. So the test01 directory will be created within the training 01.
Yes, we created.
We created, yeah.
Yeah, and now don't change your working directory. Just stay inside training directory and type ls-a. When you type ls-a, which is a particular switch to list all files and directories, including hidden files and directories. The hidden files and directories starts with dot, and there is a special directory called dot dot. Okay, we will talk about it later, but if you look at the response on my screen on the slide, you should see something like this. When you do ls-a, you say these three objects will appear.
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So when you type ls space -a, it returns response in a normal format. If you want to see the timestamp, the file permissions, the date when the files were created, etc., etc., then you use another switch together with -a. You use ls space -al. So when you do that, you will see the timestamp alongside the permissions, owner, group, the size of the file and directory, etc. So these are different fields. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you'll see something like this.
Yes.
Yes,
But
right.
the user and group name may be different, will be definitely different for the user.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we will need to understand what is this output. The format of this output is very important for us. And we will also be iterating through different fields in this output, right? So the first field is the permissions field. And this permissions I'll cover in bit more detail in next few minutes. So the first is response. The second file is, just ignore the second field at the moment, but it is about the location addressing on your system. We will see the third field. The third field is the owner of this file or directory. The fourth field is the group of the file or directory. The fifth field is the size of the file and directory. The seventh, eighth, ninth, and these are the date fields. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Sixth field is the size of the file or directory. 7, 8 on this particular format. I'm not seeing the timestamp. Here I am seeing the timestamp, but it might be a difference of the output on my system. It doesn't matter. So what I'm trying to say that each of these fields we will be able to print as and when we need it. For example, if I need the first field, this output to be printed here, right? There is a Unix utility or Linux utility, which I don't know whether it will work on Git Bash or not. We will just quickly look at it. So saying that ls-l, then I want to pipe it. So if ls-l, then pipe is the vertical line on your keyboard. If you can find it somewhere, pipe, say grep, okay, 2024. I just want to list all the files and directories where the timestamp or maybe the date and times and date stamp is 2024. Can you run this command and see what output you are seeing?
We cannot see anything.
No output.
You're not
No
getting any response. Okay, okay, that's fine. Now, in the owner's field of user, whatever user you have, just type the second command, ls -l grep your username. My name is Nilesh. All the files and directories are owned by user Nilesh. Can you do that and see? You will see something like this. Make sure you use the correct user you are seeing in the field 3.
Cannot access grep or cannot access the owner name KU. That error. No such
Okay.
file or directory.
Okay. Can you paste that screenshot? Do you want to paste that error? Okay. So what you're saying is grep 2024. Okay. KU. So in your, okay, KEYUR. Yeah, it is there in the above case. So GREP ls -l. Oh, pipe. You forgot the pipe symbol.
I could see the output.
Okay. KU, you have forgotten the pipe symbol. ls -l space pipe grep KU.
Okay. Yes, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the grep command is basically allowing us to filter output. Yeah, filtering output as per our requirement. Okay. Are you all following me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I don't know, the timestamp seems to be very different on the KU's system. I can see it's like November 9. Did you join this course last year? Or I don't know.
No. It's a default. Even I
Yes,
don't know.
same here, same. So like November 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, no worries. Yeah, that's fine. So okay, so remember this grep command is useful for filtering out responses from your command. So you can narrow down the search and see exactly what you are looking for. You can use grep command for the listing files and directories and within text files or within searching files in the directory. So there are a lot of benefits. We will go through in those use cases when we start a bit more work. So now, okay, all this is done. What we are going to do now is trying to use Visual Studio Code terminal to interact with the system, but we will do it in a bit. So what is Git Bash? The Git Bash is an application for Microsoft Windows users, allowing you to interact with system in a Linux style. It's a similar kind of thing, you can say. And the Visual Studio Code editor is a standalone code editor, which will allow us to prepare scripts and a bit more, what you can say, a sophisticated tool or developer. It helps you to build your local developer environment so you can prepare scripts and build different YAML files, JSON files, Docker files, etc. Going forward. Going back to the permissions, I would like to give you some more details about how these file permissions are treated on your system. So in your ls-l output, when you see all the files and directories listed, mostly you are seeing one important directory called test01 at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see the responses like this. The first field is D for directory in your response, right? Now, I want you to create a file with this like echo good morning, and then carefully watch all the characters I'm printing or typing on my prompt, like file1.txt. Now, can you all run this command on your system? And then type get file1.txt, which should print the response back. And then ls-l. So now if you do ls-l, in your case, you will see test01 directory and file1.txt file. Okay? If you can just print the response back after.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. Okay, so if you will see something like this. Because I have multiple files, I'm filtering it further. But this is an advanced tool option to grep only required files or content on your system. Okay, the grep is a very powerful tool. You will learn and use it day in, day out, everywhere. Okay, so now the reason I'm trying to follow this pattern is just wanted to highlight the fact that when you have an actual file and when you do get file1.txt, it will show you the content good morning because we just echoed good morning. Instead of printing it on our screen, we redirected it to a file called file1.txt. As file1.txt was not present, it created a new file and copied that content of echo command into the file1.txt. So we created a file1.txt by redirecting output from one command called echo, and it's there. Now, if you see the response of ls-al, if you type just ls-al and print and press enter, you will see four things like dot, test01 and file1.txt. The file has a dash in the first character. The first 7 bits of the ls output, ls-l output, represents the actual permissions of files and directories. If you take a step back and try and understand, I will be sharing these slides after the presentation. So you read about it, you understand, but this is very, very important concept. And you have to learn this, okay? The first file is dash. The first bit is dash. That means it is a regular file. And if the first bit is D, it is a directory. That's it, very simple. And the rest of the 6 characters or 6 bits decides the permissions of the file. Now, I have written it here. Other 6 characters defines the permissions of the system. The first 3 characters are for the user, owner of the file. That means I'm referring to these 3 characters, first 3 after the very first bit. So for the file, the permission is owner. The owner has read, write, and no execute permission. It's a normal file. And for the directory, it has read, write, and execute, all permissions. Okay. The second 3 characters for the group defines the G, which is these 3 characters. On the file, the group staff in my system has only read permission. And for the directory, it has read and execute permissions, no write permission. So you can see this is the pattern. 3 characters separated, and each 3 character defines read, write, and execute permission for file and directory. So to summarize, whenever you want to check the permissions on any file or directory, the first bit of the output of the first column The first bit is about type of the file, whether it is file or directory. And then the set of 3 characters decides the permissions for owner, group, and others, which are external to the system. Just try to remember that whenever you had chance after this session. It is like, this doesn't change. This will always stay like this for all the files and directories on your system. And then further, when you want to change file permissions, we will go into a bit more details, but I will avoid that at this stage. It's the very first session. Just try to understand, we have created a file, we have created a directory. We are able to filter the output using grep command. We are able to redirect output using echo and other commands. And we are just checking the file permissions. Are you all following me now?
Yes, we are following.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, having said that, any questions, anybody so far?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll share these slides. As this is the first session, I don't want to go. We'll take it step by step. Just go back, try to fix the problem you are having with Docker desktop or Podman installation, and revise what we have learned today. And we will catch up on next weekend. Yeah, is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.